Greetings, investors. How are you doing today? My name is Kingsley. I'm a realtor in Lagos, Nigeria. Today, I want to educate you on land titles in Nigeria. I want to tell you the history and meaning of land titles in Nigeria. I will focus on Excision and Gazette. Before I proceed, I will appreciate if you can hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever I come up with a new video. Many individuals, including realtors, are interested to find out about the diverse land titles and how they happened. The historical backdrop of land titles in Nigeria, in Lagos, and what prompted the proclamation of the Land Use Act. The law at present administering land use in Nigeria is known as the Land Use Act. However, before the proclamation of the Land Use Act, the utilization of land was solely in the possession of the traditional families. Before now, it's traditional families that has power over land in Nigeria. Traditional families had so much power in their control and decided who they want to allow to make use of the land. At this time, the major means of support for most people was subsistence farming, which is the practice of growing crops and raising livestock sufficient only for one's own use, without any surplus for trade. That is what happens. The traditional families will allocate certain lands to certain people just to farm on it and survive or support themselves with it. People therefore needed to approach the traditional families to allow them to make use of the land to cultivate their farm products. The traditional family stores benefited immensely from this. Because of this sovereign power they have over land, they gave out lands to individuals under a tenancy system for them to use the land for farming, while they still maintained control over the portion of the land given to the individual. So what I'm trying to say, before now, they can allocate for you to use temporarily, and yet those traditional families still maintain ownership of those lands. It wasn't until the creation of Lagos Executive Development Board in 1928, established by the colonial administrators, with the legal instruments tagged the Town Planning Ordinance, Cap 95 of 1928, which declared Lagos as a planned city. Individuals were now able to acquire land from the board directly in exchange for sum of money instead of going to meet the traditional families to obtain them. The objectives of the Lagos Executive Development Board were: 1. Undertaking comprehensive land use and reclamation. 2. Housing development and general development of Lagos State. 3. Vetting and approval of building plans. This led to the traditional families now splitting their lands to keep some for the family use and others for sale to individuals directly, to compete with the Lagos Executive Development Board. This system still made the traditional families exercise significant control with land they chose to sell and the ones they chose to keep. This eventually led to the birth of land speculation in Nigeria because lands were very expensive to purchase and difficult to obtain. These and other reasons finally led to the promulgation of the Land Use Act. On the 28th of March 1978, that vested all lands in every state of the Federation under the control of the state governors. People could now directly obtain land from the governor, and the governor could allocate land to the individual or companies inquiring about land and issue certificate of occupancy to these people it has allocated land to. The Land Use Act, coupled with other laws, made it possible for the governor, who was now in control of all lands in the state, he governs to actually have the power to acquire more land compulsorily for its own purpose, to provide amenities for the greater good of the citizens. Now you see, the Land Use Act has given power to governors to own land instead of the traditional rulers or families. Now, the acquisition of land from the family by the governor, who is now the custodian of all lands in the state, was now empowered by the Land Use Act to take the general control and management of all urban land and any area designated as an urban area by the governor. This land will subsequently be published in an official government record book known as the Gazette. Any area, community, or village the governor designates as an urban area is an acquired land, and the rest of the land it has not acquired may be given back to the community it was acquired from in the form of an excision. Now, let me tell you what excision is. You've been hearing of excision as a title. Now, let me explain it to you. An excision is called from the word excise, which means taking a part from a whole. When a land is excised, it means the government has indicated that it doesn't have interest in that land and has given that part to the indigenes of that area to use as they please. The part that has now been excised will now be recorded and documented in the official government gazette of that state. Maybe you did not understand, but let me now give you the meaning of gazette. A gazette is an official record where all special government details are spelled out, detailed and recorded. A gazette will show the communities or villages that have been granted excision and the number of acres or hectares of land that the government has given to them. It is within those excised acres or hectares that the traditional family is entitled to sell its lands to the public, and not anything outside those hectares of land given or excised to them. So now you can understand. If you are buying land from a community or from a traditional ruler or whosoever, it means government has given them the power to go ahead to sell. That is to say, government has no interest in that land. That is what we call excised. Excised land means that this land has gotten a title known as excision. Government has given it out to the owners to own forever. So it's a powerful title. And once that excision is being documented, it becomes gazette. If they decide to sell anything outside the excised land, then that land is under acquisition by the government, and it is a very bad land to buy. So any land outside excision means it is an acquired land. Please, investors, try and know all of these. It will help you not to run into the wrong hands. There are a lot of agents in Nigeria, in Lagos, who are after your money. This is a professional advice. Conduct your due diligence. Make sure that that land is not acquired, and make sure it has a title. It could be excision, it could be gazette, it could be C of O, and the rest. I will stop here at the moment. In my next video, I will talk about C of O and governor's consent. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button and the bell icon so you will be notified whenever I come up with a new video. Then if you have already subscribed, what you will do is to drop your comment, hit the like button, and also share this video. Make sure most of your friends see this video. It will go a long way. They need to know about certain land title in Nigeria. Thank you. See you in my next video.